Hey there, my beautiful learners. Welcome back to Daily English Dose with Alia Mehar. I'm so happy you're here again today because this space, right here, it's not just about English. It's about you. It's about becoming the version of yourself who speaks with confidence, with calmness, with connection in English and in life. And if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing family of learners who are not just improving English, but building courage every single day. This is your safe space. No judgment, no fear, just growth. One beautiful word at a time. You know, so many English learners tell me this. Alia, I can speak English, but when I talk, I sound unnatural, like a robot. And I understand that feeling so deeply. You study grammar, you memorize vocabulary, you even practice speaking. But when you finally speak, it sounds stiff, flat, too serious. And then you start to doubt yourself. You think, maybe my English isn't good enough. Maybe I'll never sound natural. But let me tell you something, my friend. You don't sound robotic because your English is bad. You sound robotic because you're trying too hard to be perfect. You're thinking about every rule, every tense, every little mistake. And when your brain is focused on control, your heart disappears from your words. That's what we're going to change today. Today's lesson isn't about grammar. It's about rhythm, emotion, and connection. It's about learning how to breathe life into your English so it sounds like you. Because natural English isn't about using fancy words. It's about sounding real, warm, and human. When you talk, people should feel your meaning, not just hear your words. Think about your favorite English speaker for a second. Maybe it's a YouTuber, a teacher, or even an actor. When they speak, notice how their words flow like water. Not too fast, not too flat, but full of feeling. That's what we're going to learn to do today. And you know what's funny? Sometimes learners say to me, "But Alia, when I try to sound natural, I feel silly." I get that, because it's new, it's uncomfortable. But that's exactly how you grow, by stepping into what feels new. You see, when children learn to speak, they don't think about grammar or structure. They just speak with heart. They play with words, with tone, with sound. That's what you need to bring back, that playful, confident energy. You don't need to sound like a textbook. You just need to sound alive. Now, here's something I want you to remember before we start the lesson. Fluency is not perfection. It's freedom. Freedom to express yourself. Freedom to make mistakes and still keep going. Freedom to sound like you. When you speak too carefully, you sound unnatural. When you speak from your heart, you sound confident. And I want to help you find that balance today. So in this lesson, we're going to do something really special. I'll guide you through the 5 secrets of sounding natural in English, and we'll actually practice together. And don't worry, we'll go slowly. You'll get examples, real phrases, and practice time with me. By the end of this lesson, you'll not only sound more natural, you'll feel more natural when you speak. Because here's the truth. English is not just a language you speak. It's a bridge between your heart and the world, and you deserve to cross that bridge with confidence. Your voice, your tone, your way of speaking, it all matters. So today, I want you to relax. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Say it with me softly. I don't need perfect English. I just need my voice. Beautiful. All right, now you're ready. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because every single day here we're growing stronger together. And if you're watching this, that means you're serious about improving, not just your English, but your confidence. So grab your tea, your notebook, or maybe just your heart, and let's begin. Let's make your English sound warm, real, and human again, because you deserve to sound like you. All right. Now that you're calm, let's get into today's lesson. We're going to learn how to sound natural, real, and alive when you speak English. Not stiff, not robotic, not over-practiced, but human. And don't worry, you don't have to change your accent or your personality. You just have to add life to your words. Let's begin with the first secret. Secret number 1. Change your tone, not just your words. When you speak English, do you sound the same all the time? Like every word has the same rhythm? That's one big reason you sound robotic. Let me show you what I mean. If I say, "I'm happy to be here," it sounds flat, right? But if I say it naturally, "I'm happy to be here," hear the difference? There's emotion. There's movement. You don't just use words, you paint them with your voice. Native speakers do this all the time. They go up and down with emotion. That's what makes them sound natural. Now you try. Say this with me. I'm happy to be here. Good. Now say it again, but smile while you say it. Can you feel the difference? That's real communication. It's not perfect grammar, it's energy. Secret number 2. Connect your words, linking sounds. Native speakers connect words together. They don't separate them one by one. So instead of saying, "What are you doing?" they say, "What you doing?" Don't worry, you don't have to copy slang or speed, but you can connect your words naturally. Let's practice. Instead of saying, "I am going to the market," say it like this. "I'm going to the market." Good. Now one more. "I'm just looking around." That's how everyday English sounds. Relaxed, not rushed. And the more you practice connecting words, the more natural your speech will become. Secret number 3. Use natural filler phrases, like native speakers. When native speakers talk, they don't always speak perfectly. They use fillers, little expressions that make their speech sound real. For example, "You know," like, "I mean," "actually," "let's see." Let's try a quick example. Flat version. "I think learning English takes time." Natural version. "You know, I think learning English actually takes time." Hear how warm that sounds? It feels like a real conversation, not a memorized line. And remember, don't overuse fillers. Just sprinkle them naturally, the way you do in your own language. Secret number 4. Add emotion, not drama. A lot of learners sound robotic because they're afraid of showing emotion. They want to sound correct. But correct doesn't always sound human. Emotion doesn't mean shouting or exaggerating. It means speaking with feeling. Say this sentence with no emotion. That's amazing. Now say it with a little excitement. That's amazing. Now with surprise. Wait, that's amazing. Can you feel the difference? When you add emotion, your English connects. It breathes. People don't remember perfect sentences. They remember how your words made them feel. So next time, instead of just saying, okay, say, okay, great. Or instead of, I understand, say, I get it now. Tiny changes, big difference. Secret number 5. Use pauses like music. When you speak English, don't rush. A pause is not a mistake, it's power. Every natural speaker uses rhythm. They pause after important words to let meaning sink in. Example: you don't need perfect grammar. You just need courage. Beautiful, right? That pause, that space, gives your listener time to feel your words. Let's practice this one. Say after me slowly. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need courage. Perfect. Now you sound thoughtful, not robotic. So remember, speak, breathe, pause, and smile. That's the music of natural English. Mini practice. Repeat after me. All right, let's put it all together. I'll say a line. You repeat after me naturally, not perfectly. Hi, how are you doing today? Hi, how are you doing today? That sounds amazing, really. That sounds amazing, really. You know, I think English is actually fun. I think English is actually fun. Let me think. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. I'm going to the park later. I'm going to the park later. That's it. Can you feel how natural and real that sounds? That's you, becoming confident, one sentence at a time. So now you know, sounding natural isn't about fancy grammar or big words. It's about your rhythm, your tone, your pauses, and your personality. You don't sound robotic anymore. You sound real. You sound alive. You sound like you. You know, as we end today's lesson, I want you to pause for a second and just feel proud of yourself. Because you didn't just learn new English phrases today. You learned how to breathe life into your words. You took one more step toward sounding confident, natural, and free. And that's something many learners never dare to do. Let me tell you a little secret. Even native speakers forget words. Even teachers pause and restart their sentences. Even I, when recording this podcast, sometimes stop, breathe, and start again. That's normal. That's human. So never think that sounding imperfect means you're not good enough. You're learning, you're growing, and you're brave enough to try. Remember, your goal is not to sound perfect. Your goal is to sound real. And you already do. Okay, time for your small but powerful homework, because learning happens when you speak, not just when you listen. Here's your task for today. Pick any short paragraph, maybe a small story, a quote, or a line from today's lesson. Read it out loud 3 times. each time with more emotion, more pause, more rhythm. Record yourself on your phone. Listen to your voice. Don't judge it, just notice how natural you sound. And in the comments, tell me, I practiced sounding natural today. I'll be waiting to read your progress because this community is about learning together. Before you go, remember this. You don't have to speak like anyone else to be good at English. You just have to speak with honesty, emotion, and courage. Every word you say carries your story. And I'm so proud of how far you've come. So take a deep breath, smile, and tell yourself, I'm learning. I'm improving. I'm doing great. If you felt inspired today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend who needs a little confidence boost in English.